we end the week on what some astrologers like to call the most shocking day of the year or the most surprising day of the year. And that is when the sun meets Uranus in the sky. When these two get together, it is in an instant a whole other perspective and a whole other understanding. It is an energy of extremes, which means that either this is going to be a truth that brings with it absolute delight, a positive reversal of fortune, or it's going to go all the way the other way, meaning that it is a shock. And what we thought was so sure just might break down or suddenly leave our lives. But whatever happens, remember, there's something honest about what is taking place now. And in that way, it really should be welcome. What is not part of absolute truth and integrity and authenticity, what it is in our lives that is fake, is going to be revealed. And what it really is that is not good for us can, in a second, leave. Even if we feel disappointed in the moment, very soon we will see how it is a massive blessing. Now, how the most surprising day of the year might speak to you and your sign, well, that depends on your sun, moon, and rising. You want to take all three into consideration, synthesize the information, and make it unique to you. And you can find a lot more horoscopes over on my YouTube channel, Nadiya Shah, and check out the monthly horoscopes where I talk about this energy for your sign as well. And of course, lots of horoscopes are up right now over in the superstar space at thefutureismagical.com. Aries, money you earn, money you spend, self-love, self-esteem is covered here. Now, the amazing thing is when we have such strong financial energy, it means that the money you need is there. You're engaging soul lessons along the way. But this energy can be one of extremes, which means it can be an expense that seems like it comes up out of nowhere, but it can also be an opportunity. It can be a bold new idea that feels like it leaps you forward into the future. And for some, a whole new income bracket becomes possible. But for others, still, that really might not be the case at all. And it might feel like a particular path you were hoping would be abundant. Well, it could fall apart. Whatever happens, though, it really is the truth coming forward in key ways. Now, that doesn't mean you shouldn't be smart. That doesn't mean all is as it seems, but this is an opportunity to get to some more essential truth about what's worth doing for money and what isn't. Taurus, identity, personality, who you know yourself to be, your priorities, and what matters to you most and first. So, this is going to be an energy that you feel so strongly. It is likely to be an energy that feels like it reaches the heart of you and it has you seeing yourself very differently very quickly. And where it is that perhaps there was some deeply meaningful truth that you really have not wanted to look at, well, in an instant, you're kind of not going to have a choice. All of a sudden, things become very clear. But for all that, what we also get here is you unabashedly, unapologetically saying, I'm going to be me. No matter what anybody thinks about it, no matter what the consequence, once you know some truth about you, it's like your whole identity is illuminated in a new way. And for some Taurians, that could mean dramatic changes of what your life is actually like, or maybe even the priorities that you have. And when that changes, really everything changes from there. Gemini, the most surprising day of the year happening in the sign just before yours. Well, what that suggests is you are likely to be the sign that really feels like what you didn't know, all of a sudden you know, and you probably really didn't see it coming. It can relate to just about any given person, place, thing, or situation. But this is a part of the sky that also has to do with closing karmic ties, ending karmic chapters, and realizing what has served its karmic purpose in your life, where it is that you might have had some residual of a past experience. Well, in an instant, you just might feel cleansed of it. You might let it go. But really, this can apply to just about any given circumstance where, whether it's about you and having insights into yourself, having insights into some truth about you and how maybe you've been kidding yourself, or having to do with some external person or circumstance, In an instant, once you see the truth and once you see differently, it really does change everything going forward from here. Cancer, friendships, group alliances, in an instant, the status of a given involvement in a group endeavor, gathering with other people, well, these can be spaces where unexpected happenings abound. Truths are revealed that you really didn't expect, but this can also bring with it a dramatic change within particular alliances, whether they are professional dynamics, whether they are more personal friendships. Now, for some, it's going to be seeing somebody completely differently. And either it's going to be where you least expected it, some really big opportunities facilitated to you or for you as a result of someone that you know. But of course, this can also be a particular friendship just falling apart as you see it differently in some way very quickly now. But for all of that, it is this time that speaks to you wanting friendships that are a lot more in alignment with where it is you believe you're going and what it is that you believe is some sort of a higher calling, and where people can support you becoming that best version of you. Well, this is where they will shine that much brightly. Leo, you just might feel like some big opportunity could show up right now, and it feels like it's leaping you into a future that is a lot more fortunate. And yeah, this could be a sense of a promotion or interview or audition situation that goes in ways you didn't expect. But that can be exceptionally amazing, or it really can go the other way as well, where certain opportunities you thought were secure just fall apart now. Or it could be that you realize something you've really been going for that you thought you wanted to achieve, it just isn't working for you anymore. Regardless of how this comes forward, understand that ultimately that sense of purpose is what's calling you now. And where life is lining up with a fulfillment of purpose, well, that's where the path accelerates that much more readily. Virgo, long distance travel, immigration, citizenship, higher learning, and legal matters. Now, if you are involved in any of these or you're planning a big trip, just give yourself time to know that things really might not go the way that you expect. Now, if you've been involved in something like a legal matter, for example, that could be resolved very quickly. But again, this is an energy of extremes. It's an energy of all or nothing. Either it's going to feel like you got everything you wanted, or it's going to feel like you're just having to turn away or wash your hands or be done with it. In one way or another, you are gaining freedom at this time. But I think most Virgos are going to experience this energy a lot more personally, having to do with an understanding of your place in the world. And this, for some, might be a whole new understanding that shows up at this time, maybe a whole new philosophical, political, or religious tradition that inspires you in unexpected ways now. Libra, profound change, truth, transformation, regeneration, and wealth. So, because this is one of the other financial houses, well, for some, this can be a time when, in unexpected ways, that grant, that benefits you qualify for, maybe even that credit card you didn't expect, all of it can just show up and have you feeling that much wealthier and more prosperous. Of course, there are certain types of prosperity that are a lot more authentic than others, but that's going to be up to you to ascertain. But yeah, this is greater access to resources that can happen, or it could be that one avenue with which you were really hoping to secure resources, it could fall apart now. Either way, when you have such strong financial energy, it means that the money you need is there. You're engaging spiritual lessons here. However, outside of that, many Libras might not experience this energy financially at all. It might have a lot more to do with your understanding of where you've changed, where it is you are ready to embrace a process of transformation that might have been a long time coming in some cases. But changes you do make now, they have the potential to change so much for you very quickly. Scorpio, partnership, romantic relationships, love of all kinds how you feel about where you are in love, your options available to you, all of that in an instant could turn on its head, could look very different. If you're open to meeting someone new, somebody new could present themselves to you, or the person you least expected would actually say that they wanted to pursue something. Well, that can be part of what shows up here. But again, this is an energy of extremes. Some are going to be super delighted, others are really not going to be. But what I can say is this is very unexpected. Now, if it is that you are connected to someone, this could be a very all or nothing moment. One thing I can say is whatever happens now is honest. Either you will see things in this person that maybe you really liked them so much before, but in an instant your feelings change, you're going another way. And that could play out in longer established relationships as well. But regardless of what transpires, understand that this is an energy that arises from soul. And where it is that someone really is part of that journey forward, well, relationships can feel like they leap into a much more shared and exciting future. Sagittarius, your work life, your daily life, and how well you take care of you. This can be some really unexpected, perhaps very dramatic happenings with clients, customers, or coworkers. It is an energy of extreme. So it could be that a new client shows up, pops in, and very quickly it feels like a whole lot changes. But this energy could go another way in that very quickly it feels like one of these people exits. There's not a lot of middle ground here, but whatever happens now, there's something honest about what is revealed about one of these people that maybe you interact with regularly day in and day out. Now, on a level of health, I see this as cold turkey energy, which means where you're able to identify some bad habit, for example. Well, in an instant, you're able to see it, but also your desire for it just leaves. Capricorn, romance, flirtation, what the heart truly wants, all of this is lit up for you in ways that maybe you didn't expect until it was that it showed up for you, as could be the case now. And the desires of your heart feel understood in a split second very differently than you anticipated. But for all that, we have here energies that speak profoundly to an understanding of what you are really wanting and where you've been distracting yourself with more superficial pursuits because it takes bravery sometimes to really look at what you think genuine joy is going to be found for you. Now, romantically, this is about flirtation, and out of nowhere, there could be a very unexpected flirtation that finds you. I would also say, even outside of that, this part of the sky has to do with gambling and windfalls. Be very careful not to bet the farm. You want to stay in an energy of abundance, but this can be a great reversal of fortunes very quickly. It's either a leap towards a lot more or it could go the other way. So hedge your bets wisely. Aquarius, home, the past, your living situation, your family of origin, your parents in particular. In an instant, you might see the past or those dynamics very differently in ways that you hadn't expected that have you just reinterpreting what's been before. But this can also be profoundly cleansing. It helps you to put certain elements of the past behind you for good. Now, this could also be some very profound healing of past trauma, including generational trauma that you're able to release so quickly. But on a more practical level, yeah, home might feel quite erratic right about now. There could be a lot of noise, there might be electric issues taking place, but it isn't anything that can't be resolved perhaps just as quickly as it pops up. Pisces, siblings, cousins, neighbors, these people just might be full of surprises right about now. And it is these people that either are going to have great news, whether it's happening in their life or something they're facilitating for you, but it could also really go the other way as well, where you have a very strong and unexpected reaction to one of these people. But for all that, this part of the sky also represents your understanding, how you're communicating, what you're learning, and in an instant, you just might find your own curiosity awakens and your understanding takes a leap forward. Thank you again for watching. It'll be a great week. Enjoy.